Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, your key to the week is the Chariot card, right? So as a Cancerian, whether this is your sun, your moon or your ascendant, this puts you in a position of power because it is your card that is ruling your week. Now remember though, the Chariot card is about victory and success. It's about coming out on top, but it is also a very fast card, and I often say to people with this card, remember that this can lead to a tower moment, so try to take your time where it is possible. That being said, it is likely to be a very busy week. It's likely to be one that probably has a lot of your attention elsewhere for various different reasons, right? So this could be really exciting time for you, but it is also a moment where you're having to take a moment, all right? So just keep your wits about you. Remember as well that this is the time of the dark moon. So we've got a new moon this week, which obviously anything that happens with lunar energy is a big deal for Cancerian people, sun, moon or ascendant, because this is your energy. The fact that you've got this, if you feel this week that you're running on empty, try to find moments to do things that are going to recharge and replenish you. All right. Now, with that said, your 2022 Taroscopes are up and out there for your purchasing pleasure. If you haven't got yours yet, you can do so on the link in the description box below or on one of those little floaty things above my head. So for your actions and options this week, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So for some of you, this could be a week where you are either, for some of you, you could be traveling. For some of you, you could be in a position to be booking some sort of travel, which could be really exciting. Now, remember as well, the Wheel of Fortune is going to put you this week in the right place at the right time. So what I want to say to you is, you're likely to face some sort of a detour this week. Now, I want to say to you as well, this is not a week to say to yourself, there's only one way to do this, right? Cancer's a crab, so sometimes we can hold on to things like the way that it's supposed to be or the way that it used to be. If you're rigid this week and unyielding or unmoving, the chances are you're going to miss out on what could be a truly wonderful opportunity for you. This looks like a very good week for luck. It looks like a very good week for success as well. This could be a moment where as well, something that you have, maybe worked really hard on has a chance to see the light of day, but you yourself are being almost like directed to be in the right place at the right time. So allow yourself to be that metaphorical tumbleweed this week, right? The other thing as well, when you consider that these are both major cards, this is water and fire energy, all right? So when you get water and fire energy, you get steam. So this could be a powerful week of advancement for you. It's just going to be one where I kind of feel like it's going to be relentless. Do you know what I mean? And there might be some moments where you're like, oh my gosh, this is all great, but I could really use a rest now. I'm definitely already feeling this right now, I have to be honest. For your Four of Cups, for your communications and conversations. Now, one thing that I will say to you this week, you might have a moment this week where you kind of say to yourself, do you know what? I don't expect anything from anyone. And maybe there's a part of you that thinks that, but doesn't necessarily believe it. This week, your communications, it's not that they are skew with, remember, in the process of expressing how you feel, something could get lost in translation or taken the wrong way this week. All right. So just consider what you're saying and more importantly to who. You don't go into a job interview and slag off your previous employer, or say, well, I didn't really want this job, but, I thought I would apply. This is one of those times where you need to think about where you are and who you're surrounded by before you say certain things. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, One way that this could show up for you is a blessing in disguise. This is one of those moments where don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? So something that comes up for you, whether this is more responsibility, whether it's advancement of some kind, whether it's that you're being put forward for something. And the reason I feel like this is the case is this might be one of those moments where it's like, you know what, this is just too little too late. And now actually I feel kind of offended that I'm getting this now. Take it, all right, and do it graciously. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, quite frankly, be prepared for things to ramp up. Be prepared for yourself to be busy. Be prepared for things to maybe move forward a lot faster or a lot more dynamically than you had expected. I like this for you. I think in a lot of ways it could really advance you. It just looks like it's happening in a way that doesn't really feel like it's in your control. So just consider, for those of you that are retired or no longer working, I think this week is going to be the push that you needed, right? So if you've been in a bit of a funk, if things have been slow, they've definitely been slow. We've just come out of that wonderful period of retrogradia, as I like to call it, where 4 or 5 more planets are retrograde at any given time. It was just awful. It was like moving through tar. It was so tiring. Anyway, enough of that. This week, it kind of feels like you get your mojo back, all right? For your love and relations, you've got the 7 of Pentacles. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, you've got this right underneath the Wheel of Fortune. This is not only a turning point for your relationship, this is some sort of blessing that comes into the partnership that could improve the resources, the finances, the money for everybody. This could also be an investment of some sort that now starts to mature, which is really, really nice. There could be some sort of payout that comes in for either you or your partner or you guys collectively that could really have you experiencing more abundance on the material plane. Now, it is the 7 of Pentacles, and in this deck, he's got the 7 Pentacles over the 7 chakras. What that says to me is this is about aligning with the idea that all good things take time. Now, you've got this Chariot card here, which, like I said, is not about taking time. It's about, let's go, go, go. The fact that you have this, if for those of you that are single, if you're looking for a partner or a relationship, somebody could show up very much by surprise. What I will say to you though is that the chances are, because you've got the 4 of Cups here, this is somebody that may have had their eye on you for a while and you may not have even noticed that this person exists. Again, if that is the case, remember what I said to you about saying things in certain places or in somebody's presence this week, right? If someone comes forward and says, look, I've seen you for a while, we've worked together for a while or whatever, and I actually really like you, I'd really like to, maybe go for a drink or maybe we could hang out sometime. You don't then turn around and say, wow, I didn't even know that you worked here. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even know you existed until just now when you spoke to me. You wouldn't say that, right? So this week, and just because you're busy doesn't mean that you get to act like a do-bag, right? So just consider for your money and materials. Ooh, okay, we've got the 5 of Cups, but what else do we see here? You've got a run of cards, right? You've got the 4 of Cups, and then right underneath it, you've got the 5 of Cups. What this tells me is, when you get a run of cards, this is usually masculine energy in the spirit world that is coming through to give you some form of a message. Excuse me. I think this is about erring on the side of caution with some sort of financial commitment, idea or project that you are hoping to get moved forward. You've got luck on your side, right? Which means that it could push through. So I'll give you an example, and I say this to everybody. Never take a loan when Jupiter is retrograde. It's currently not retrograde anymore. It's now, now moving direct, but this is one of those moments where you've got the luck to push something through on the financial level, so you'll get what you ask for, but you may get more than you bargained for because it is the 5 of Cups. So I just want you to be very conscious. If there's something that you're trying to push through financially this week, ask yourself, is this actually going to benefit me, or am I just pushing for it now because it's what I want at this moment in time? The other thing is as well, this could be a spontaneous expense that comes up for you in some regard. Now, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Five of Cups is your reproductive system and your gonads. So you got to look after yourself in that area this week. Specifically because you got the Four of Cups above this and the Seven of Pentacles. I'm almost loath to say that this will be something to do with your gastrointestinal. And this is, when I say this stuff as well, by the way, don't freak out. It's not me saying you're going to have these problems. It's just that if you do have health issues in any area, this is where it's likely to show up for you. So one of the things that I will say to you is that's one way that this could show up. Again, I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. The other way that this could show up as well is like a urinary infection. So I touch wood, I hope I'm wrong on that, but just be careful because there's a lot of water in these cards. Now, with that said, when it comes to your home and environment, it's the Five of Cups, which means, I mean, there could be a loss on the home front. I don't feel like this is a person though. I feel like this is an item or a thing. It's likely to be something that breaks down. And I really hope that I'm wrong on that front. My money is on the washing machine, or yeah, like I want to say it's like a washing machine or something that you rely on in the home that has a watery aspect to it. So you got the gate 59 and intimacy. So this new moon in the sign of Scorpio, which is trine to your own sign, is bringing a newfound sense of intimacy, is bringing a newfound sense of intimacy into relationships that are already present. For some of you, this could be bringing an actual relationship into your sphere of existence. It is the new moon, right? So this suggests that whatever it is that shows up for you now will take time to unfold. And then finally, because it is this intimacy card, this week could tap you into more intimacy with life in general. So I really like that. I actually think this could be a great, what I mean by that is when we get into bed with life and we start loving life again, it tends to bring us the things that we love and more of those things. This could be one of those moments where, everything starts to move again and you're like, okay, you know what? I remember that I love this stuff. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care and I'll see you soon.